Ever since I was a kid, I loved to fiddle around with staplers, playing with the automatic ones and doing dumb stuff like any child would, opening the manual ones and swinging it around. One of my favorite things to do was open up a new strip of staples and break them apart before putting them in, running my fingers through the staples, counting them and breaking them apart. Love it. There are 210 staples in a standard strip, and sometimes I'd break off each individual one until my fingers hurt. I've even found strips with 209 and 211 a few times. This progressed from me messing around with staples in Miss Grady's second grade class, to buying a box of staples every other payday to play with, to literally having a collection of different brands and sizes in my college dorm to break apart. I had a problem, but no one was hurt, so who cares? Fast forward to present day. I'm a functioning middle-class adult with a wife and 2 children. I have a home, a car, an office job. I am by all accounts normal, but I still love staples. Working in an office with a supply room full of staples was a problem. I'd spend my lunch breaks in the room, opening boxes and breaking apart staples. It got so bad my boss changed suppliers because the boxes showed signs of tampering. I turned to Amazon, 10 boxes at a time. Not enough. Then 20, 40. My wife noticed and I made excuses. Eventually, I started using cash at different supply stores across town, breaking staples in my car. I opened a secret credit card, but she found out. Then came the night everything collapsed. I got home after one of my late nights to see my parents' cars in the driveway. Intervention. My wife had hired a private investigator. He'd followed me around thinking I was doing something shady or hiding something serious. The truth? I liked breaking staples, that's it. I showed them my stash. Jars labeled by brand and gauge. Everyone laughed except my dad. He just shook his head, silent, disappointed. But lately things have felt off. I've been hearing clicks at night, finding staples in odd places. One morning, I found a staple embedded in my pillow. Another time, a message spelled out with bent staples sat in my desk drawer. It read, "More." The next night, a second message, "Soon." Then something worse happened. A local news story broke about a brutal murder that had taken place behind a small office supply store, one of the ones I frequented on my staple runs. The timestamp? The same night I was there. They released CCTV stills showing a man outside the store around 9:45 p.m. It was me. My face wasn't clear, but the coat matched, the car matched, the time matched. Someone anonymously tipped the police, and suddenly I wasn't just a weird guy obsessed with staples. I was a person of interest. Detectives came to my office. They asked questions. I stuttered. I lied. I said I was home. My wife covered for me barely. They said they'd be in touch. That was a week ago. Now I feel like everyone's watching me. My coworkers, my wife, even my kids look at me differently. And that clicking sound? It's louder, closer. I found a staple in my shoe, in my cereal, on the dog's collar. It's like they're following me, or marking me. Last night, there was a final note stapled to the ceiling above my bed. Bent metal letters spelling one word. Confess. And then I heard it again. Click. Just once. I didn't touch it. This morning there was a police car outside. They're coming back with more questions. And I swear to God, when I looked at my reflection in the window, it was smiling. But I wasn't. I don't sleep anymore. I lie there in the dark, waiting for the sound. That tiny mechanical click that tells me it's still near, still watching. Every day I find a new staple somewhere strange, under my skin, in the folds of my clothes, embedded in my keyboard like it typed something while I wasn't looking. I started mapping out where I found them, and the pattern formed a spiral. It ends in my attic. I haven't gone up there since the night I saw the final jar was empty, but I know it's waiting. Last night I dreamt of the crime scene. Not the photos from the news, but the real place. I stood behind the store, holding a strip of staples, blood on my shirt. Someone else was there. Or maybe it was me. But smiling, always smiling. The longer I think about it, the less certain I am of where I really was that night. What if I didn't just witness something strange? What if I did it? What if the staples weren't following me, but waking me up to something I forgot? Something I did? I keep asking myself, was the obsession a symptom or the cause? Either way, I think the final click is coming, and this time, it won't be metal.